There was a cartoon that made you feel something you couldn't explain as a kid. It wasn't scary like a horror movie. It was something deeper, something personal. You watched it anyway, every single time. That show was Courage the Cowardly Dog, and it disturbed you for a reason. Not because of the monsters, but because of what the monsters represented. Stay with me, because this is about more than a cartoon. On the surface, Courage was a simple show. A dog, two owners, a house in the middle of nowhere. Muriel was kind, Eustace was cruel, and Courage was always afraid. Every episode, something terrible came for them, and Courage had to face it alone. Sounds like a kid's show, but your body never felt like it was watching one. Psychologists have a term called ambient threat. It's the feeling that danger exists even when nothing is happening. Courage lived in permanent ambient threat. The danger wasn't the monster of the week. The danger was that it was always going to happen again, and he was always going to be alone in it. If you grew up in an unpredictable home, you recognize this feeling immediately. Your nervous system didn't see a cartoon dog, it saw itself. Let's talk about Muriel. She loved Courage, unconditionally, completely, always. But Muriel's love had a painful flaw. She couldn't protect him. She gave love freely, but she was powerless against the real threats in Courage's world. Sound familiar? The parent who loved you but couldn't shield you from everything that came? Then there was Eustace, selfish, cold, dismissive. Eustace didn't just ignore Courage, he actively made the fear worse. He represented every adult who made you feel small for being afraid. Here's what no one told you. Courage the dog never ran away. He was terrified every single time, and he faced it every single time. That is the definition of courage. The show wasn't teaching you to be fearless. It was teaching you that feeling afraid doesn't mean you stop. But there was something even darker buried underneath all of this. Courage never asked for help. He just handled it, silently, alone, every time. And we watched that as children, and we thought it was normal. Child psychologists say children process real fears through fictional characters. When you watched Courage face something terrifying, part of your brain was processing your own terrors. The house in the middle of nowhere, that was isolation, real childhood isolation. The monsters that only Courage could see, those were the problems adults around you dismissed. That's why it disturbed you. It wasn't fantasy, it was memory. But here's the thing, you survived every episode with Courage. Every single episode ended with Muriel safe, with the house still standing, with Courage still there. Your child brain absorbed something important, that you can be terrified and still make it through. Courage didn't teach you to be brave, it proved to you that you already were, because you kept watching, even when it scared you, just like he kept going, even when he was terrified. The middle of nowhere wasn't just a setting, it was a feeling, and if you know that feeling, you always understood Courage. Some cartoons were entertainment. Courage the Cowardly Dog was something else. It was a mirror, and the bravest thing you ever did as a child was look into it. Which cartoon shaped you most? Tell me below. I read every single one.